see our world, we are going to try to go spearfishing today. So we got this pole spear. We had a spear gun, but it was too much to carry around in the water and try to use for first timers. So we have this 3-prong pole spear, flippers, which we practiced with the other day. These are literally ginormous. These are like the size of my whole body. But what we bought today was this 2-pound sea pearl thing. This was way overpriced. Close to $7 a pound for this stupid thing, so I was not thrilled about it, but I wanted to put rocks in the bag. Alright, so we have our large fins. We also have these gloves that we recently got for Seth when he's using the pole spear. And then we have our GoPro with our snorkel goggles, so we're gonna attach that right here. Oops. Like this. And then we have our weight for our float so that people know that we are spearfishing. This is all sand, and this is where you want to spearfish. So you want to spearfish anywhere where there isn't this white light blue, because this is going to be sand. You want to go to the area right in between where it's going to show you the darker blue and where the coral is. So you can kind of go all along the coast and see those pockets. That would be best. Where the sand is and where the coral is. So this is what we are hunting for. These fish, he said, taste the best. So I'm trying to not memorize the names, but memorize what they look like so that if we see it, we can catch it. So we're now feeding all of this rope through so that when I'm in the water with the buoy, I do not get just tangled up. Sorry, Aspen, I didn't see you there. I didn't see you. I didn't take all this off your face. So I'm just going to jump to the conclusion that we did not spear any fish. We did go out really far and we did hit some coral, but a lot of the fish were smaller. And what's super funny is that when you are swimming over the fish, if you make any sudden movements, they get super scared, and then the fish that are even a little bit bigger go and hide. So we didn't catch any fish, so we have a couple spots that we looked up that were recommended that have a little bit more coral that we're going to try. And then we did notice a lot of people coming and going spearfishing at some other spots along the coast, so we're gonna go there because if they're there, it's gotta be good. So when Seth was spearfishing, I decided I needed to clean up the ocean and leave it a little bit better than when I got into the ocean. So I just grabbed my stasher bag. I love these for everything. I use them in the kitchen all the time, but I decided this was the only thing that I thought would work when I am swimming because it's super lightweight and it's a lot better than Tupperware. So I do need to figure out a way of how to clip it onto me, but in the meantime, there is just the stasher bag that I was swimming around with. So unfortunately, a lot of the times when fishermen use like the fishing pole and their lures, they have weights at the end of them and they actually get stuck in the coral so that when they reel it in, it gets tangled on the coral. So I decided to practice my diving. It allowed me to like go a little bit deeper and practice pulling up some things. I was able to untangle a little bit of the fishing wire around some of the coral that I found. And that's a big thing because the fishing wire can actually tangle around the fish, but mostly like sea turtles and some bigger things swimming through. So we have seen some sea turtles, and the last thing I want to do is endanger them by having fishing wire there. So I was able to clean that up, as well as finding a frisbee and an old water shoe. So I cleaned that up. I did carry that. Luckily it was just at the end that I found it because I was able to come in like towards the end with those things because it didn't fit in my stasher bag. So it allowed me to practice my diving and kind of save some of the wildlife and keep the ocean a little bit cleaner than when I found it. So that was a lot of fun. I think I'll do that more because the more we go out there, if I can clip it onto me, I'll just clean up as I go, especially because I don't have a spear fishing gun. So I'm just like chilling out there the whole time Seth is spearfishing. So it'll give me something to do and give me a purpose of being out there swimming around. Alright, good morning everybody. It is haircut day. So Seth and I each need a haircut. Seth is immersed into a game on the TV, so he's not ready for it, but we needed to do it during halftime. And we don't really like spending money on haircuts, so I cut his hair for the most part and he cuts my hair. I don't get my hair cut frequently, but we are gonna go and cut the hairs. I think this is Seth's second time cutting my hair. Last time though, he had help from my sister-in-law, so this is his first time solo. So You ready? Alright, so one way that we save money is by giving each other haircuts. I have really thin, fine hair, so it just is very simple to cut, for the most part, pretty straight. Seth has very thick hair, which I feel like helps in his regard because it's able to like shave the sides and then trim the top, and his is a lot easier to do in terms of like wiggle room for air. But my sister is a hairdresser, so when she sees this, she will she'll quite laugh. But Seth like trimmed my ends and like thinned them out with the scissors vertically, so he did a great job. But for the most part, I do just wear my hair very natural. I don't use any heat on it, so I don't use any blow dryer, curling iron, or straightener. So my hair is super natural and just kind of wavy all the time. So if there was a little bit of an error, I don't think you're gonna notice it. You did a good job. Yeah, looks good. You just light. It's a lot, especially because I'm in the ocean so much. It's so much better to have it shorter. And looks good. It's short, which I like. I used to have really, really long hair like down to my belly button, but I really like a nice short length, especially with going in the ocean all the time. And I can still put it in like a pony, but going in the ocean all the time, having the hair, my hair short is really easy to like comb it out and just like get any knots out. But like the ends were dead, so they just tangled a lot. So free haircut by my husband. Now that mine's done, it's time for Seth's. So when Seth was at training, he started cutting his own hair and I didn't have to cut it anymore, and he's been continuing that. Alright, so I'm just making some guac here. We are going to sit down and watch the Alabama basketball game. We're a big Alabama football and basketball family here, so just kind of making some sports food, mixing this up with some herbs from the garden. And then I need to package some cookies that I made yesterday, as well as some fresh spearmint from the garden, and deliver it to our neighbor because they weed whacked the side of our house and like did some gardening like to some plants that I haven't gotten to, and they were so sweet and just like did it without asking. So sweet. So I'm gonna just like thank them with a little bit of cookies, so a little bit of sugar and a little bit of spearmint. They own a local store down the street and they use spearmint for their like teas and lemonade, so I know that they can use it. Alright, so I don't usually use single-use plastic, but I bought a ton of meat in bulk the other day at Sam's and I didn't have enough Stasher bags, so I bought some of these Ziplocs, but they're coming in handy because I am going to package them up with the cookies for the neighbors. Because it was a lot cheaper, so I bought 25 pounds of flour. Got these containers for $10, but I don't know. We're getting close. I may be able to fit it all in these 3 containers. It's pretty crazy. I'm kind of making a mess, but it's kind of hard. It's like all over me and stuff, but I'm almost done. I think I can make it all fit in this. Thank you so much for watching our video on Sierra World and taking a little dive into the ocean with us. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the like button down below, and we will see you next week. See ya.